When the family doesn't want to see the truth, it's easier to put the blame on the person who is trying to bring change. So usually when we are the scapegoat, we don't understand what's happening to us, because deep down we want peace, we want everyone to be happy, but when we try to bring peace, the only thing we receive is violence. So you have to abandon trying to explain yourself, trying to explain the truth, and you have to turn your back away from them. Just because they don't see your value, your worth, doesn't mean you don't have it. As soon as you understand that your worth comes from within and is not related to them, you are free from them. Your realizations about this came from within you. Their realizations will come from within them, not from you. And they want to be bad humans. They don't want to change. Let them be bad humans with themselves, not with you. It's much easier. Sometimes we are the scapegoat of our family. And for some people, it's been like this throughout their whole life. So what to do when we are the scapegoat of our family? How to handle these toxic relationships? How to speak our truth? How to stand our ground? And how to open up to healing? So when I help people heal childhood trauma and awaken spiritually, a lot of people that I help are the scapegoat of their families. And very often the reason why is because they are the only ones who speak the truth. And maybe that's your case. You who is watching, you're speaking the truth in your family. You're not accepting bad treatment. And because you're most likely an empath, or you have a kind heart, you are often caring about people's suffering. And you care about your family. But the problem is that your family doesn't care about you. They care about themselves and their ego. And they don't want to hear that there is another way. Very often, from what I see, the scapegoat of the family will be someone who will see the actual state of affairs of the family. It will be someone who is aware of the toxic dynamics and who is the most aware of them. So usually, the scapegoat is the first person to wake up, or the person who is the more conscious spiritually. They are aware that they live in a very toxic environment. They are aware that they are being abused. They are aware that their siblings might be abused as well. And so they will have this tendency to confront this, to rebel against it, or to become silent. And the thing is, even when the family is very asleep, very unconscious, they still feel that you know that they're toxic. They still feel it. They feel it because of the way you are not fueling in their narratives, the way where you are escaping their traps, and the way where you are speaking the truth and defending others. And sometimes even your silence speak. When they try to gaslight you, to harm your siblings, you remain silent. You don't play the role that they think you should play. And that triggers them. And they know that you're aware deep down. So you become the scapegoat. You become the problem. Because when the family doesn't want to see the truth, it's easier to put the blame on the person who is trying to bring change. Because if they don't do that, that means that they're going to have to face the truth and they don't want it. So they have to stop it. That's how you become the scapegoat. So being in this situation is very difficult. And I've experienced it on some levels, not fully. I was not the full scapegoat of my family, but I've experienced a lot of that because I was trying to bring truth in my family, who was toxic, and I was trying to stand up for the truth, our rights, and to stand up for healthiness and for peace. So usually when we are the scapegoat, we don't understand what's happening to us because deep down we want peace, we want everyone to be happy, but when we try to bring peace, the only thing we receive is violence, rejection, or emotional abandonment. And so we don't understand how is it possible that I want to bring peace, but that's how they treat me in exchange. And it can be so frustrating and can make you so angry of their blindness. When the child who is the scapegoat, it's very difficult for a child or a teenager or an adult who is the scapegoat because you're suddenly on the spot and you suddenly become the person that will receive all the garbage, all the negative stuff from the family. And will be pointed at the cause of the problems because you're trying to destroy their toxicity. They will actually think that you're trying to destroy them, that you're trying to destroy the rules of the family, the dogma of the family. But what you're doing is very brave and courageous and necessary. When we live in a toxic family, it's necessary to destroy and to put an end to the toxic behaviors. Now, you must understand that in most cases, it won't happen. They will have to leave because they won't listen. So, when you're the scapegoat, it can be a lot of grief, a lot of sadness, because you don't understand how people can be so mean and so manipulative. And there can be a lot of anger and a very strong desire to bring justice. And the scapegoat will be affected in a way where all his self-esteem will be destroyed because what matters to him, his truth, his voice, will be discarded and brought down. So that was the description of the context of what you might be experiencing if you're watching this video. Now, what to do, what to implement, how to transform, how to heal. Well, first, this is so important, and I say to all my clients and in my community, which you can join, by the way. You can just click the link in the description to join the community to heal and awaken. I say this all the time, that you have to stop trying to make blind people see again. It's not possible. You're talking to walls, and walls don't have ears. They don't listen. And so very often when we're the scapegoat, we have such a strong sense of unfairness and justice that we want to speak our truth. We want to say stop. And we keep talking and we keep talking and we keep trying to make them face their behaviors. But when you do this with the person in front of you who is in denial, there cannot be a positive result from this. And your attempts to explain things will not bring a solution. It will bring more tension. Why? Because these people are not ready to hear the truth and to leave their denial. They're not ready to become aware of their actions, because that means responsibility. And usually toxic people are very afraid of responsibility. So you have to abandon, and this is very important, you have to abandon trying to explain yourself, trying to explain the truth, and you have to turn your back away from them. In most cases, this is like this. You have to leave the family. You have to cut the cords. And sometimes I really love this quote saying, sometimes the best way to love is to be far away. And maybe that's what you're meant to do in this life. You're meant to be far away, to let them understand that in your absence, in your silence, there's a powerful message. And trust me, they will see that in your silence, there's something going on. They will see it. And sometimes silence is more powerful than anything else. Very often we try to find solutions, we try to fix, because we really want to make this peace happen and we really want to handle our pain, and we think that by fixing the family we can feel less pain. But what if the way was to leave? And leaving a toxic environment most likely will give you a lot of freedom and peace. Now you have to understand that as a scapegoat, somehow you're also part of the dysfunction of the family in a way, because your role as a scapegoat is to basically receive all the negative energies, all the emotional garbage, to receive it. Your family might perceive you as the punching ball, the emotional punching ball, because they're not willing to face their issues, they're not willing to take responsibility, so they throw it at you, as I said in the beginning. And so you have to understand that as long as you believe that this is your role, you will remain in this toxic environment and you will fuel this toxic environment. But as soon as you withdraw from it, they don't have anything to put their blame onto. So they will naturally have to face themselves. Or they can stay in denial their whole life and think that it's still you the problem and they will die like this, but that's their problem, not ours. So this is the first thing to understand. The second thing to understand is that just because they don't see your value, your worth, doesn't mean you don't have it. I will repeat that. Just because they don't see your value and your worth doesn't mean that you don't have it. You are valuable. You have worth. But the problem, the mistake that you're doing is that you're basing your worth on them. You're basing your worth on how much they listen to you. You're basing your worth on how much they give you space, how much they value you. You're basing your worth on how much you can save them. But this is not accurate. You are worthy just because you're a human. That's all you need to do. There's nothing to do to be worthy. That's such a deep ingrained belief in trauma survivors. We think we need to do something in order to be worthy. No, you don't. You need to realize that you are already, and let go of all these patterns of trying to get validation. As soon as you understand that your worth comes from within and is not related to them, you are free from them. Does that make sense? The other thing is, your truth matters, and you can do something about it. You can use it to help people who are willing to be helped. You can use it to help people who are willing to hear. And just because they don't listen doesn't mean you should shut down. Because we tend to shut down because we think that what we have to say doesn't matter. But it matters, it just matters to the right people, not to the wrong people. That's something to understand. It's about redirecting our voice in the right direction. And instead of talking to toxic people, we talk to healthy people. We change the focus. But we still keep this voice. We still keep this truth. We don't close our throat. Because most of you have this throat that is closed because of that. So you can open your throat, allow yourself to open your throat, but speak it to the right people, to people who are willing to value what you have to say. That's how important it is to have a community like the one I offer, because you can speak your truth and we are willing to hear it. You deserve a better life. You are not responsible for their problems. It's very common as survivors of this. We think that we are responsible for their suffering. We think that we have to help them. No, you don't have to help them. And maybe you feel guilt about this. There's no guilt in leaving a place that is harmful and not willing to change. There's no guilt. It's a liberation. You're not responsible for the problems. They have to find their own way. This is their path. As much as you have to find your own way, as much as your realizations about this came from within you, their realizations will come from within them, not from you. Not from you. We think that because we want to save, we are helping. You're not helping. You're creating more dysfunction. Because wanting to save is a dysfunction already. It's a lot about how to accept that some people are choosing suffering. How to accept that some people are choosing to be bad humans. And they want to be bad humans. They don't want to change. Let them be bad humans with themselves, not with you. It's much easier. It's about embracing the fact that humanity is full of different levels of development. Some people are just not ready, even on a soul level, to realize this. So do yourself a favor and break free. Make peace with yourself. The peace is within you. It's not in the family. It's within you. It's within. Look within. And unravel these patterns and break free. It's time. And if you want to work with me, I can help you do that together, powerfully, deeply, consciously. You can just click on the link and send me a message, and I will explain to you how I do one-on-one, what you can receive from it, and you can make your own decisions based on that. So thank you, and take care of yourself. Goodbye.